This is Dr. Roman, and today we're going to be talking about the Marble program, and in particular something called reasoned choice, which I'm going to get into. Now, a little bit about this program. What this program will provide you, money can't buy. There are tons of wealthy people in this world with extreme money who suffer deeply from addiction, and all of their money won't be able to buy the things that this program is going to give you. You're going to be able to think clearly. You're going to be able to have total control over your emotions. You're going to find meaning to life, and you're going to even find some form of spirituality. Whether or not you believe in God or not, you're going to have a higher level of spirituality in your life as well. This program is going to give you tons of success, but it's going to start with providing you an ability to stay sober, because that's what this program is all about right now. I am dedicating it right now for this time being to people who have addiction problems. A little bit about myself. My name is Dr. Matt Roman. I had a problem with cannabis. I used to have a problem with Adderall as well, and it caused me all sorts of problems in my life. And I've been sober now for many years, and I've developed a program that's different from anything out there that's going to help other people stay sober. What I've learned from all of this has really given me tons of success in life. It's helped me with my family life. It's helped me with my physical life, being healthy and strong, and it's helped me also staying sober. So I'm going to help people out there get sober and succeed in all sorts of ways. The program is based on Stoic philosophy, which is an ancient philosophy from Greece and from Rome. Pardon the outside sounds that I have here and the beautiful birds, although I do think they add to the video. But anyway, Stoic philosophy, it comes from Greece and Rome. It's an ancient philosophy. It was developed over hundreds of years when philosophers were sitting around under marble architecture, and they would contemplate day after day about what it means to be a good person and how to think about the world in a way that really helps them find serenity. And I've adapted that to this sobriety program. Actually, this program will apply to all sorts of things in life, whether you're a CEO running a business, whether you're a single parent out there taking care of a family, or just an individual who wants to find peace and serenity in themselves. This program will help all people, but I've started it off focused on helping people stay sober, and we're going to explain more about why that is in a moment. The program itself is based on 5 principles or chapters. We call them marbles here. And the first one of these marbles is called reasoned choice. And when addicts relapse, we call that losing their marbles. So when that happens, you can always find this program here and return back to it to regain your marbles and find them again. And it's not only about relapsing, it's about anything in life. If you have a mental breakdown or a sudden bout of anger at somebody, or if you fall into depression, or if you're going through struggles in life, like if you lose a job, or really if anything happens, including maybe grieving a death, you can always find your marbles back here with the Marble program. So I'm going to talk today about the first marble, which is called reasoned choice. And this marble it has a color to it. It's purple because it's meant to be related to the emperors of ancient Rome, because it's the most royal of the marbles, and all the other marbles depend on it. And the reason is because reasoned choice means being able to reason and think clearly in order to make the right decisions. And if you can't do that, then you're going to struggle with all the other marbles in this program. And you're going to struggle in general in life. And so we're going to talk a little bit right now about reasoning and the importance of reasoning and logical, clear thinking in order to stay sober. And why is it so important to stay sober? Well, one of the reasons is because when we have an addiction, it affects us internally and it prevents us from thinking clearly. It's sort of like we're puppets being pulled by strings. If you have a deep addiction, let's say you're an alcoholic, you need to drink, you're not going to be able to think clearly about things. You're just going to go towards your impulses of finding alcohol. So if you have some kind of important priorities to do, and then someone calls you and says, "Hey, let's go out to the bar. We're drinking. Come on, there's a party out there. There's a party over here. Come over. We've got all sorts of drinks ready for you." You're going to put away the priorities that you have, and you're going to be pulled like a puppet towards wherever your addiction leads you. And basically, you're not able to think clearly anymore because the addiction corrupts your ability to reason. If you can't reason, then you can't make correct choices. And making correct choices is the number one power that we have in this world. It is more important than everything else. Our ability to make choices is number one. We have many abilities. We can speak, we can see, we can hear, but all of our abilities depend on our ability to make choices. Because, for example, you may be able to hear, but whether you decide to listen to gossip or just sort of ignore it, that's based on our ability to make a choice. If your eyes are open, you're going to see whatever's in front of you, but whether you choose to look at someone's spouse and in what manner, that is a choice that you can make. And so the choice controls our other abilities. How I am speaking right now, whether I choose to speak to you and in what manner, that is a choice that I'm making right now. And so our choices will lead us to complete unhappiness if we choose to neglect that ability to make choices correctly, but it can also lead to significant happiness in life if we choose to make the right choices and to sort of exercise our ability to make right choices. Okay? But if you have alcohol addiction or some other drug, it's going to interfere with your ability to make choices, and all of your life is going to spiral out of control. And that's why this marble is so important. Choices and our ability to make choices will decide whether or not we have success in life or whether or not we have complete disaster. Because it is our choice that determines whether or not we succeed financially, with our physical health, whether we're exercising, whether we're making the right decisions and learning the things that we need to in order to be great successes, make a lot of money, have a great family, be kind to one another and to people. That is good choices that we can make, but we can also choose instead to use drugs and alcohol, to throw ourselves off of a bridge, to hang ourselves with a noose. Choice can determine the worst things in life, but it can also determine the absolute greatest things in life. So it is the number one power that we have, and we need to basically exercise that and learn to evolve and practice our choice-making ability as much as possible. But we can't do that unless we can reason first. And in order to reason and think logically about things, in order to make the right choices, we need to be able to do that. And drugs and alcohol affect us in that way. And our reasoning is based on the opinions we hold. Because if you think that it's a good idea to go out and party at night, then you're going to think that you're making the right choice in doing that. And on the other hand, if you think that that is an absolute terrible decision to make, and it's better to get a good night's sleep instead, and to get up early in the morning and get your jobs done that you need to do, or to run errands, or to take care of your family, or to find some other important purpose, if you think that that is the correct choice and your opinion is that those are the good things, then you will be thinking you're making the correct choice there. So the opinions we hold are very important, and we're going to be talking a lot about the various opinions that we can have, because if you have good opinions about things, then you're going to make the right choices, and then you're going to be a good person. And if you have incorrect opinions about life, then you're going to make the wrong choices, and you're going to be a bad person. Okay, so our reasoning and our ability to make the right choices is the number one thing for staying sober and for success in life, and it can lead to absolute disaster if we're not directing it in the right way. Sometimes people discuss this idea of freedom of will, which is this idea that, do we actually even have the ability to make a choice and a decision, or is everything sort of controlled by outside forces like evolution and biology? Well, I'm here to tell you that you absolutely do have freedom of will, okay? Because if you didn't have freedom of will, then what's the point of talking about anything in life? We're all just robots walking around. And that is not the case. You absolutely have the ability to make choices and to have freedom of will, and you don't have to be controlled by outside external forces. But the first thing you need to do is to break your addiction and to get sober, because how can you even make a correct decision if your mind is inebriated and you're drunk? You can't make correct choices if you're drowning in alcohol, or if you're high on fentanyl, or if you're smoking weed all day. You can't make correct choices that way. Now, there is a gradient to everything, and maybe I can already hear the voices out there, well, I'm a functional pothead, or whatever that you may be saying. I only use marijuana medically. Trust me, I'm the expert on marijuana. I have a history. I've written a book on it. You will not be making the correct choices if you're high all the time, and you're going to be wasting a lot of your life. If you're high, the decisions you will be making, which lead to the behaviors you make, are going to be different from when you're in a lifestyle of pure sobriety. And I promise you that, and I know that from experience. So that is basically the initial introduction to the reason choice marble, and we're going to be going into this more in the next video, and I hope that this makes some sense to you. It's very important for sobriety to understand this, and please, if you like this type of video, if this is going to encourage you to stay sober, do hit a like, subscribe to my channel. It makes a big difference, and it will help other addicts out there find this channel and find my lectures so that they can get sober as well. So basically, likes and subscribes save lives by helping addicts get sober more quickly, and by helping them find this program. Anyway, see you next time, guys. Take care.